Welcome back, explorers. Brian here. Let's begin today's lesson with a few visual clues and see if you can guess where we're headed. Chances are we'll see some of these and one of these. We might try a little of this and you'll see a lot of this. What do you think? Any guesses? Well, we're actually making several stops today, all on the island nations of Africa. Our lesson objectives today are to focus on the island nations of Africa, analyze key political and economic structures, and examine the people and cultures of each. While we're at it, let's try something new today, explorers. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to take a guess at the answer. To do that, you'll need to print out the first page of the lesson PDF. Do that now if you haven't already. The questions are going to be multiple choice, and this is not for a grade, mostly just to keep things interesting and have fun. Circle the answer you think is right based on background knowledge, maps you've seen, and other information. Ready? Here's the first one. Our first stop is Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. How far is Madagascar from Africa's east coast? Press pause to answer. Madagascar is located 250 miles from the African coast. It's the fourth largest non-continental island in the world, but scientists believe it was once part of the African mainland. So, next question. How do scientists believe Madagascar became separated from the rest of the continent? Geologists believe Madagascar was formed 200 million years ago when a massive earthquake separated it from the African mainland. They think Madagascar was first colonized in the first millennium by settlers coming from the Malay archipelago on outrigger canoes. In the 9th century, members of the Bantu tribe from Africa migrated there. Over the centuries, Madagascar served as a key trade center for Europeans, then was colonized by the French in the late 1800s. Independence came in 1960, but not stability. Since that time, the island's political transitions have been marked by numerous popular protests, several disputed elections, an impeachment, 2 military coups, and 1 assassination, resulting in today's unitary republic government. Freedom House rates Madagascar as partly free. So, based on the political structures and history, what do you think is the GDP per capita in Madagascar? Take a guess. With such a checkered political history, it's probably not a surprise that Madagascar's GDP per capita is less than the African average of $1,860. It may surprise you to learn that it is less than a fourth of that number, though, at $471. More than 2/3 of the population lives below the national poverty line threshold of $1 a day. Agriculture and mining are two of the main economic activities. 80% of the world's vanilla comes from Madagascar, and tourism adds to the economy as well. Visitors here come to see creatures such as ring-tailed lemurs, although there are actually 103 different species of the animal, and chameleons, of which 2/3 of the world's total is on this island. Many plants and animals here cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Rainforests are plentiful in the mostly tropical climate, but deforestation and slash-and-burn logging are problems on this island of 226,000 square miles, which is a bit smaller than Texas. The capital is Antananarivo, a city of about 1.25 million. But for your next question, what do you think is the approximate population for Madagascar? Hint, it might be more than you think. Madagascar has a population of about 28.4 million people as of 2022, with a population density of just over 91 people per square mile. That population is primarily Austronesian in ethnicity, descendants of those early settlers from the Malay Islands. Austronesian is the term for many peoples of Southeast Asia, of both the mainland and the Pacific Island, from the same language family. Malagasy is the term for Madagascar's inhabitants, and Malagasy and French are official languages of Madagascar, and about 85% of the people are Christians. A big part of the local culture is oratory, as expressed in the forms of Haintini, Kabari, and Ohabolana. Another favorite is the telling of the epic poem Ibonia, about a hero who overcomes challenges to win the heart of his true love. While on the island, you'll probably eat veri, which is rice, and lauka, which is a side, usually vegetables such as cassava. It would be served in a sauce flavored with ingredients such as ginger, onion, garlic, vanilla, coconut milk, or curry powder. Next on the itinerary is Seychelles, a group of islands northeast of Madagascar and over 800 miles from the mainland. How many islands make up the archipelago country of Seychelles? Make your best guess. Seychelles, uninhabited until European explorers arrived in the 16th century, is made up of 115 islands in the Indian Ocean. And those islands are small. Seychelles' total land area is about 177 square miles, which is about 1/9 the size of Rhode Island. The archipelago is home to just under 100,000 people, one of Africa's smallest. But what Seychelles statistic is the highest among all African countries? Here's a quick hint. That was a tough one. Seychelles actually ranks very high in each statistic, but the correct answer is GDP per capita. Seychelles comes in at $16,332, almost 10 times higher than the African average. Tourism and fishing are primary revenue producers. The population density in Seychelles is among Africa's highest at 556 people per square mile, and about 93% of the population is Seychellois Creoles. About 89% of the residents of Seychelles are Christian, and official languages are French, English, and Seychellois. Freedom House rates Seychelles as a free country regarding political rights and civil liberties. It has also been described as the least corrupt of all African nations. The government is a unitary republic and has been mostly stable since its independence from the United Kingdom in 1976. As you'd expect, local cuisine centers on seafood, curry, and coconuts. A local delicacy is kari sasuri, a curry dish. But what type of meat is used in kari sasuri? You may be thinking that none of these choices sound typical, but the correct answer is fruit bat. Hey, let's try it sometime. About 700 miles east of Madagascar and about 1,200 miles east of the African mainland is Mauritius. About 4 times the size of Seychelles, Mauritius packs more than 1.2 million people into its 790 square miles of land. Wow, that's a population density of 1,600 per square mile. Mauritius was discovered in 975 by an Arab sailor, claimed by the Dutch in 1598, then controlled by the French and United Kingdom through the 20th century. Independence from the UK was achieved in 1968. Since then, Mauritius has been one of Africa's more stable nations. It has a republic government with an 86 rating from Freedom House as a free country. The political stability has helped bring about a semblance of economic prosperity. The average GDP per capita in Mauritius is $11,693, one of Africa's highest. After achieving independence, Mauritius transformed itself from agriculture-based to a high-income diversified economy, centered on textiles, sugar, and financial services. And of course, tourism to take advantage of its tropical climate and gorgeous beaches. That economic transformation is called the Mauritian Miracle. Visitors to Mauritius will probably notice the high diversity in ethnicity, culture, and faith, as 2/3 of the people are Indo-Mauritians, while most others are Mauritian Creole. About half the people are Hindu. That diversity can be found in the cuisine as well, with influences from China, France, and India. Seafood, vegetables, and fruit, rice, and spices are abundant. So, take a guess. What do you think is the official language of Mauritius? Sorry, that was a trick question. Like the US, Mauritius has no official language. The most common languages are English and French. Lying between Madagascar and the African coast is Comoros, a nation just a bit smaller than Mauritius. The Comoros have been under relatively strict Islamic-based rules since gaining independence in 1975, with one leader in power who changed the constitution in order to retain control. It rates as partly free from Freedom House. Tourism helps the economy but isn't as prevalent as the other nations. The Comoros export spices and essential oils, with remittances forming the backbone of much of the economic system. Poverty is common, and the GDP per capita is below the African average. Comoros matches its size with a small population. The people, 86% of whom are Afro-Arab, are overwhelmingly Muslim. Comorian, French, and Arabic are all official languages. Listen to how these are pronounced as a clue to the next question. Like several islands in the Caribbean, Réunion and Mayotte are Indian Ocean territories of a larger country and not independent nations. Question is, which European nation claims possession of Réunion and Mayotte? Both Réunion and Mayotte are overseas departments of France. Réunion can be found a little more than 300 miles east of Madagascar and southwest of Mauritius, while Mayotte, part of the Comoros archipelago, lies between Madagascar and the mainland. Both territories are small in size, and both are relatively small in population. Also, both fall under the authority of the French government, and the official language for both is French. The biggest cultural difference between the two is religion. While Réunion, like France, is predominantly Catholic, Mayotte is not. What is the most popular religion in Mayotte? Like the neighboring Comoros Islands, Mayotte is predominantly Muslim, 97% in fact. But when Comoros voted for independence, Mayotte elected to remain a French territory despite the cultural ties to Comoros. Both Réunion and Mayotte are tourist destinations with beautiful beaches and a tropical climate. Mayotte's beaches are noted for diversity in its sand, with colors ranging from black to red to white and many colors in between. Scuba divers flock here year-round. Réunion has the beauty, if not the variety, while others come to see Piton de la Fournaise, a volcano which is the highest point on the island at 10,070 feet above sea level. Largely because of tourism, Réunion has a GDP per capita of $25,333, higher than any African nation. Still, poverty on both islands is common. The island nations and territories of Africa share a tropical climate and some of the world's most beautiful beaches. But almost everything else about these islands are vastly different in so many ways. From their economic standing to their political structures to their religious preferences, they seem more different than countries in most regions. One similarity is the food. Seafood and rice and spicy curry, this is great. So, pass the curry sasuri please, grab a plate, and let's keep exploring. Hey, hey.